U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi faced an explosive House Judiciary Committee hearing as she defended the Justice Department's handling of newly released Jeffrey Epstein investigation files, triggering emotional exchanges with lawmakers from both parties. The 4-hour session at times descended into shouting matches, personal insults, and even a dramatic walkout, highlighting the political and legal tensions surrounding the release of sensitive material tied to the late convicted sex offender. Several of Epstein's victims were seated behind Bondi during the hearing as lawmakers questioned the department's handling of redactions in the released documents. Bondi opened by calling Epstein a monster and apologizing to survivors for the abuse they suffered. However, Democratic Representative Pramila Jayapal accused the Justice Department of failing to properly protect victims, claiming that in some cases nude images of survivors were released and identities that had been protected for decades were exposed. Jayapal asked victims present to stand if they had not been able to meet with Justice Department officials, prompting all of them to rise. Bondi rejected the criticism, calling the questioning theatrics, and insisting that any names released inadvertently were immediately redacted, adding that officials were working under tight deadlines imposed by legislation. Republican lawmakers also joined in criticizing how the Epstein files were handled, with Representative Thomas Massie accusing the Justice Department of improperly blacking out names of people who are not legally protected. Massie said the controversy surrounding the files was bigger than Watergate and demanded accountability for the redactions. Bondi dismissed the criticism as political, while FBI Director Kash Patel said there was no evidence that Epstein trafficked women to billionaire Les Wexner. Wexner has previously said Epstein stole millions of dollars from him while serving as his financial advisor, and his legal team has stated that he cooperated with authorities and was never considered a target of the investigation. The hearing also touched on Prince Andrew, also known as Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, when Democratic Representative Ted Lieu questioned why photos of him included in the Epstein files had not led to prosecution. The images show Mountbatten-Windsor in a compromising pose with a woman, though no context has been provided, and the photos themselves do not establish criminal conduct. Bondi deflected responsibility, suggesting that former Attorney General Merrick Garland should be questioned about why no charges were brought. Lieu agreed, saying Garland had dropped the ball. Prince Andrew has repeatedly denied wrongdoing and reached an out-of-court settlement with his accuser Virginia Giuffre in 2022 without admitting liability. Beyond the Epstein documents, Democrats pressed Bondi on the Justice Department's response to fatal shootings involving federal immigration agents in Minneapolis, which sparked nationwide protests. Representative Steve Cohen called the shootings executions and accused the department of failing to investigate properly. Bondi defended federal actions, blaming tensions on elected officials who she said had obstructed law enforcement and fueled hostility toward federal agents. Republicans, including Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan, backed Bondi and praised her role in enforcing President Trump's immigration crackdown.